Singapore is a multiracial, multi-religious city-state in the heart of Southeast Asia. Given our circumstances, that means we have three priorities. The first is maintaining national unity. National policies, and especially foreign policy positions, must be based on Singapore's national interests and not on communal or religious perspectives. And we must never allow outsiders to exploit potential domestic fissures within our own society. The second priority is protecting Singapore's security. As a small and open nation, we cannot condone terrorism in any form. We must never accept any excuse or any justification for the wanton killing of innocent civilians and the taking of hostages. The third priority is to promote respect for and compliance with international law. A world that is based on might is right is fundamentally inimical to small states like us. So it means Singapore must abide by and uphold international law consistently. And our view is that Israel's actions in Gaza have gone too far for too long. And Israel's military operations, which have recently intensified in Gaza City, have exacerbated the prolonged, desperate suffering of innocent civilians. This is unconscionable. Singapore condemns the killing of innocent civilians. The deliberate and unlawful denial of humanitarian aid to a civilian population is completely unacceptable. In our view, these excessive actions by the Israeli government may even be a breach of international humanitarian law. Singapore will continue to do what we can to contribute to international efforts to alleviate civilian suffering in Gaza. Singapore will do more. And under our 10th tranche, we will support the following. First, Egyptian hospitals in treating injured Palestinians. We are working to deploy another medical team to Egypt to help treat even more patients from Gaza when the conditions are conducive. Second, Jordan's Restoring Hope initiative for Gaza. We will provide prosthetics, supplies for about 100 Palestinian amputees who are being treated in Jordan and in Jordanian field hospitals in Gaza. Third, the World Food Programme's efforts to fight hunger in Gaza, we will contribute $500,000 US. All these efforts will bring our total humanitarian assistance for Gaza to more than 24 million Singapore dollars. Let me state our position as of today. We will recognize the State of Palestine when it has an effective government that accepts Israel's right to exist and categorically renounces terrorism. Ultimately, to resolve this long-standing conflict in a comprehensive, just, and durable manner, there needs to be a negotiated settlement which results in two states, one Israeli, one Palestinian, with their peoples living alongside each other in peace, security, and dignity. It seems like an impossible dream, and as difficult and distant as it may now seem, nevertheless, we believe this is still the only viable pathway to a lasting peace. And so Singapore will continue to support any initiative to resume negotiations between the parties involved towards this ultimate goal. Singapore has consistently held that Israeli settlements are illegal under international law. We have voted in support of UN resolutions that reject Israeli settlement activities, and we call and have called on Israel to rescind all unilateral measures seeking to change the status of Jerusalem. We call on the Israeli government to cease settlement construction and expansion. We oppose ongoing attempts to create new facts on the ground which undermine the prospects for a two-state solution. Consequently, Singapore will impose targeted sanctions on the leaders of radical right-wing settler groups or organizations that have been responsible for acts of violence against Palestinians in the West Bank. We will continue tracking developments closely. Events are unfolding quickly and remain unpredictable. If the situation continues to deteriorate, or if Israel takes further steps to extinguish a two-state solution, we will reconsider our position on recognizing a Palestinian state. In the meantime, Singapore will step up concrete, constructive support for the Palestinians in preparation for their eventual statehood. We will continue to support the Palestinian Authority's capacity-building efforts. The Israeli people and the Palestinian people both exist as an objective reality. Both have claims to a sovereign state in their ancestral homeland. There can be no, quote, river to the sea, unquote, for either side. But as a friend to the people on both sides, we only hope that in time there will be political will, there will be inspired leadership on both sides to enter into direct negotiations on a two-state solution